Hi, everyone. My name is Divine Omozubia. I'm a cybersecurity professional and I currently serve as the programs lead for the Cyber Girls Fellowship. In that role, I have had the privilege of helping over 2,000 young African women gain hands-on cybersecurity skills and launch their cybersecurity careers. This work is one that I am very proud of because it combines both empowerment and opportunity. For the early career fellowship, I've been leading a project called CyberSecure Communities. This idea is very simple, but I believe it's powerful. We go into underserved communities in Nigeria, to be precise, and we train what we call digital safety champions. And these are everyday people who learn practical, straightforward ways to stay safe online, things that matter to them, like protecting their accounts, spotting scams, or dealing with online harassment. And then instead of just the knowledge stopping with them, they take this knowledge back into their communities and pass it on. I like to describe this as starting small but with the potential to spread wide. These are like ripples that grow into waves of digital safety, because at the end of the day, if people don't have the basic knowledge to protect themselves online, they are left vulnerable no matter what technology exists. And my project is just it's about bridging that gap from the ground up, more like it's grassroots empowerment. Thank you. Question about locally led. So to me, locally led means people are not just consumers of solutions, but they are co-creators of these solutions as well. They're involved in it. It means shaping inclusion with the community's voice in their own language, reflecting their lived realities. So in Nigeria, for example, trust is built through familiar faces. So when a neighbor, a teacher, or youth leader shares a digital safety tip, it sort of resonates more than an external campaign ever could, because if you're in Ghana or you're in Tanzania, you can't relate to the threat that common Nigerians face, right? And that's actually where we come in, where the cybersecure communities, where what we lean on as local champions who then carry both the message and the trust to the people. And that way we can now have these people included as part of like the community voice that we really need for to ensure that internet inclusion is locally led. Thank you. Challenges that I face directly to different stages of my project. So for a start, one of the biggest challenges is sustainability. I mean, it's not hard to run a one-off, workshop. It's quite easy to just, start something. The real test is keeping the momentum going once the initial excitement fades. Right now, we have just, completed our 6 months. We've had the project ongoing. After this symposium, after the early career fellowship, what next? I mean, I've experienced this in previous projects that I've led, and it's just a reminder that lasting impact requires more than a single intervention. I won't speak too much on that so I don't waste much time. And then another key challenge that we face, or we will face, or we're already facing right now, is funding. Funding is another hurdle. Grassroots digital literacy work often it struggles to attract support because it doesn't always look as big as tangible or as tangible as infrastructure projects, right? So but the truth is both projects are equally vital to the society, but without awareness and skills, connectivity alone, it doesn't really translate into meaningful use, right? And lastly, I saw this during the last challenge I'm going to share is the myth and misconceptions, where this clearly came out in my needs assessment survey that was conducted before the project started. In some communities, people actually hold deep-rooted beliefs about online safety that are simply inaccurate. Interesting to know that people think that online safety is not their problem. Oh, I can't be a prey. I can't be targeted. I'm not rich. What do I have? What influence do I have? And shifting that mindset, it actually does take patience, persistence, and a willingness to meet people where they are. So these are challenges that we're facing, and will continue to face as the project, develops. So yes, those are some of the challenges I can share. Regards to balancing local needs with global standards, I'll just say this is actually where the nuance matters, because same thing, similarly to what Yusuf said, global standards actually it sets the direction for us, but they don't always translate seamlessly. Balance comes when we adapt these standards, right? For example, while global best practices might say multi-factor authentication or use strong authentication, locally that might mean showing someone with low literacy how to set up a single biometric login instead of overwhelming them with complex instructions, right? Another example top of my mind is around online safety education. Global campaigns might push certain narratives, but in local context, myth, and just like I had shared earlier, myth and cultural beliefs actually shape behavior more strongly because these people are not used to things like this. So instead of just importing a message word for word in verbatim, we have to now translate it to local languages. We have to share relatable stories and examples that actually resonate with the community we're dealing with, right? And you see, this is not just about, it's not about lowering the bar. It's more about making this bar reachable. So global frameworks should guide us, but local realities should shape the application of these frameworks. Thank you. All right, thank you. So I have a very brief. So for me, involving beneficiaries has been central from the start. Like I said earlier, we began with a needs assessment survey just to hear directly from communities about the risks and realities, their own realities, right? So instead of them bringing in outsiders, we trained digital safety champions from within these same communities so that the knowledge is local and relevant to the people. And like I said, in phase 2, these beneficiaries will actually take full ownership of the projects by running their own outreach. And these champions will be the ones to decide how best to pass on this knowledge. We can enforce how best. We're going to provide them with the toolkits, but they choose to, because in Nigeria we have different languages, so they will be the ones to assist with communicating this in their local dialect. And so in that sense, the project is designed to move from delivering to beneficiaries to then building with them, and then these beneficiaries also are co-creators of the project. I hope that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, thank you. That's an interesting question. For me, the fellowship is just the beginning, right? The real work lies in scaling. I didn't share earlier, but my project is grouped into 2 phases. So the first phase is what has been completed during the duration of the early career fellowship program, where we have trained over 80 digital safety champions. And then the next phase, which that's where the real work begins, is scaling the CyberSecure communities, where these trained champions will take ownership and run outreach in their own communities. And this is where we begin to see the real ripple effects, right? So far, these champions whom we trained across underserved communities in Nigeria, from this group we have a smaller cohort who would work with us in the next phase, and this stage would require funding partnerships, particularly with schools, local NGOs, faith-based groups to embed digital safety education widely in our local communities and Nigeria as a whole. But my vision is for these projects to live beyond me, right? By nurturing a network of grassroots trainers, because the aim is for these champions to then go ahead to train people, and then these people can continue to train other people. So that's where the whole ripple effect happens. So where we have these grassroots trainers who continue to multiply the knowledge, we've already seen proof of this model. So we know that this model is a success because we've received success stories from the champions mini outreach sessions that we had during the duration of the early career fellowship. So we know that this model definitely works. So that's something I'm looking forward to. But from my own end as an individual, I see myself working even more at the intersection of cybersecurity awareness, policy advocacy, and community-led inclusion. So the goal is simple but urgent. No community should be left behind because they lack the knowledge or the tools to stay safe and thrive online. So that's it for me. Thank you.